everybody, Carrie Bauckham. So happy to be back for another episode. And as you can see, the scenery has changed. I decided that it was time to bring you into my classroom so you could see this space and see where I spend a good portion of my day. And I thought I'd begin by, if you have been along on this journey with me since the beginning, you remember that not only am I a special education teacher, not only do I love to sketch note, I also love to draw with my daughters. I am I'm passionate about gamification and the power that it can bring to a classroom. And so I'll put more information about gamification in the notes and resources for you guys if you're interested in about it or just curious about learning about it. But the basic, the elevator pitch for gamification is it's the idea of taking the best parts of video games, the best parts of board games, the things that we love so much about them, the things that our students love so much about them, and taking those elements and those mechanics and layering them over what we already do and use them to bring out the very best in our students. But I have a problem, and I had two choices. I could go through this problem on my own, or I could use this opportunity to take you along on this journey with me. And I decided to bring you along. So let's get started. And so we're into our second year of a 3-year game. Wow, right? It's so exciting. But while I'm really super excited and I'm so proud of my students and everything that's happened, I'm also at this point where I'm really, really sad. And I'm really sad because my game's broken. And it's not broken, I can't believe I'm so emotional about this. It's not broken because it's not working for all my students. There are a good handful of my students that my game is working for, and they love it. And its elements and its parts and its mechanics are bringing out the very best in them. But I also have this group of 8th graders that were with me when I gamified my classroom for the very first year. They were with me when I brought Star Wars into the classroom and used that to gamify for the very first time last year. And they wrote it out the whole year with me, and they were amazing. And now I have these 8th graders that are into their 3rd year of a gamified classroom. I mean, how rare is that, right? To have a student that has been in a gamified classroom for 3 years. So it's amazing. But they're losing their love for my game, and it's crushing me. So I let it ride out for a bit, and I let the game play out, and I watched them lose love for it, and I watched them lose that vigor and that energy that they had always brought to my game. They were always my top dogs, the ones that went after everything that I laid out. They were the ones that, when I put it out, they were all over it. They were the ones that filled me up and made sure I knew that the choices that I were making were the awesomest choices and that were really working for my game. But they're not into it anymore. And so I have a choice to make. I could either let the game continue on how it's going and work for half my class, or I could decide to make the biggest overhaul of my game that I've ever made and make sure that it works for all my students. So here's the deal. And this is what, after a couple months of my game just kind of fizzing, this is what I realized. I have a group of 8th graders that have lost interest in my game. And so that's my major problem, is I have students that have played gamification for 3 years and are in their 2nd year of this game, and they're just losing interest. So I need to do something about that. I need to fix the game so that it can be engaging for them. Second thing that I realized is that while I have mechanics that are awesome and my students love them, I have too many moving parts. I've made them too complicated. So they're not, my students aren't engaged in them anymore. They're curious about them and they want them to be part of their game experience, but I've made them so complicated that it's made them disinterested. So I need to fix that. And the third thing that I realized is that I need to fix my ranking system and how I let students rank up throughout the levels. And so I need to tweak that and I need to update it. And the last thing that I realized I need to do is I need to update my credit system. All right, you guys, so it is 2 weeks later. I have been researching and creating and redesigning and having conversations with people about my game and collecting ideas, and the redesign is done. A darkness has come over my game, and it is currently locked down and nobody can play it. Suspense and curiosity is building within my classroom, and it's so much fun to feel my classroom be reinfused with this new energy that I'm always used to whenever we play our game. So in January, when my students come back, they will come back to a major reveal of my game where I will share with them all the updates that I've created, and hopefully the choices that I have made will reinfuse my game with energy and a new desire for them to want to continue to bring out the best in themselves. So like my students, you guys are going to have to wait too. I hope you'll come back and join me in this journey to updating my game. If you like what you see and you don't want to miss another video, make sure you outline that subscribe button, color in that thumbs up button, and let me know that you were here and you watched and you're joining me on this journey. Until next time, you guys, whether it's bringing out the best in your students, learning, creating, or just being you, there are no rules.